Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam. There's breaking news. Andrew Cuomo has decided to run for the office of the mayor of New York City. Andrew Cuomo, who used to be the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, who used to be the attorney general of New York, and before that, Cuomo served as the secretary of housing and urban development. That was when President Bill Clinton was in office. So Cuomo has a long history in government and politics. And if you remember, in the year 2021, Andrew Cuomo had to resign from the office of the governor of New York, and then Kathy Hochul became the governor. And since 2021, Cuomo has not been in public office. But a lot of people thought that at some point, Andrew Cuomo may re-enter politics and he may run for some public office. Given that he has a long history in politics, a lot of people guessed that someday Cuomo is going to run for some office again. And here we are in 2025, and we have come to know that Andrew Cuomo is running for the office of the mayor of New York City. This is going to be a very interesting year in New York politics. Eric Adams is the incumbent mayor of New York City. And reportedly, Eric Adams is running for re-election. And he's a Democrat. And Cuomo has decided to run for the same office, and Cuomo is also a Democrat. So does that mean that Eric Adams and Andrew Cuomo will compete in a primary? I guess so. And I believe that the primary is in June of 2025. So a few months away, but it's coming up fast. And on the Republican side, there's a mayoral candidate. It is Curtis Sliwa. Curtis Sliwa is running for the mayor of New York City as a Republican. And Curtis Sliwa is the founder of Guardian Angels, which is a nonprofit. And so he's going to get support from many Republicans, I believe. And this race is going to be very interesting. And there are other candidates who are running also. I'm not able to list all the names, but I wanted to discuss some major candidates. So Eric Adams, Andrew Cuomo, Curtis Sliwa, but there are also other candidates who are running for the same office. So this is going to be a very interesting race. It is about the future of New York City, and I cannot tell you who's going to win. I do not want to make any predictions. The incumbent, we see in politics that the incumbent has certain advantages. Not always, but in many cases, the incumbent has certain advantages. But Eric Adams, obviously, he is the incumbent. Eric Adams has faced many challenges and still has some political challenges to face. I am sure that many Democrats do not like the fact that Mayor Eric Adams met with border czar Tom Homan. Far-left Democrats of New York are completely opposed to anything that the Trump administration does. And I know that Tom Homan, border czar Tom Homan, and Eric Adams had a meeting in December of 2024, and they had a meeting in February of 2025. Those are two meetings that I have heard of. So when Eric Adams met with border czar Tom Homan, many New York Democrats did not like that. And I'm sure that the Republicans had the exact opposite reaction. The Republicans probably liked the fact that Mayor Eric Adams of New York met with Trump administration's border czar, Tom Homan. So there are Democrats in New York City who may not support Eric Adams in his re-election efforts. And so that might give Andrew Cuomo an advantage in the primary. But then there's also a Republican candidate, Curtis Sliwa. So we have to wait and see what ultimately happens, okay? What's going to be the result of the primary? And then beyond that, what's going to be the result in the general election? And the general election is in November of 2025. So we have to wait and see what happens. The primary is in June. The general election is in November. And here's a big question that came to my mind, and I'm sure there are others out there who are probably thinking the same thing. The question is President Donald J. Trump going to make any statement regarding the New York mayoral race? President Trump's words would have tremendous impact on this race. We know that. But the question is he going to say something? Is he going to make any endorsement? We do not know. We have to wait and see. We have a few months left before the primary in June. And then from June to November, there's going to be time to observe the developments that take place. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I will be paying attention to this race. I'm not making any prediction at this time, but I will be paying attention to this mayoral race. It is about the future of New York City. And so let's see what happens. My friends, please stay connected with me. There's going to be a lot to discuss going forward. So stay connected with me for more discussion, and also share with me your thoughts. You can go to my website, tausifanam.net. You can send me a message through my website. You can also email me. My email address is tausif@tausifanam.net. And you can also connect with me on social media. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on X, and I am also on Truth Social. So connect with me, share with me your thoughts and opinions, and thank you once again for continuing to listen to my podcast. I hope to be back again soon with a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam.